toy horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger.
This is a story of one of the most mysterious characters to appear in the early days of the West. He was a fabulous individual, a man whose presence brought fear to the lawless and hope to those who wanted to make this frontier land their home. He was known as the Lone Ranger.
Let go of me. What do you want?
Where have you been, Beata?
To Sembrado.
What for?
To buy things to eat.
Buy things to eat, eh? I don't see any packs on your horse.
When I get to store, I have lost money.
Did you talk to anyone in Sembrado?
No,
You didn't accidentally see Nat Parker, did you?
I did not see him. If it was so, I would not tell you.
What are we going to do? All right, Beata. On your way. But don't go to Desert City. She's lying, Vic. Of course she is. I told you to get rid of those gypsies before Parker got back. You'd have listened to me, we wouldn't... Shut up. If the gypsy girls saw Nat in Sembrado or talked to anyone else, this is the only road they can use to reach Desert City. You're right. We'll make a swell reception committee for any strangers to come around.
Welcome, my friend.
Hello, Father.
I knew you would come. And Tonto, how are you, my son?
Good, Father. Ready to help you.
We rode straight to Sembrado when the Indians gave us your message.
Yes, yes, both of you have been most kind. But this time, your mission will be an unusual one. Come in. Sit down, my friend.
Thank you, Father.
We have shared many adventures. Now, I want you to keep a man from going back to prison. His name is Nat Parker.
Nat Parker. Wasn't he mixed up in that bank robbery over in Kingston?
That is right.
Yes, I remember his case. Parker and two other men robbed that bank. The $75,000 they stole was never found.
He gets out today on parole. And he is likely to go right back to prison for murder.
Why is that, Father?
Well, a gypsy girl by the name of Beata was here to see me.
In love with Parker?
Yes. She says that her Nat, as she calls him, will go to Desert City, try to get even with the two men he says wronged him, and recover the stolen money for himself.
And she wants Parker to go straight?
Of course. The boy comes from a good family, but he's all mixed up. He needs help.
How long ago, gypsy girl here?
Not more than 2 hours.
We'll see what we can do, Father.
You will hurry.
Of course.
Now remember, Wade, if Parker comes along, just wing him. We gotta get him alive. Masked man. He looks like somebody Parker would hook up with.
Well, Tana, we haven't much further to go.
Look like somebody wants to keep us out of Desert City.
Yes, you're right, Tonto. Hold it, Tonto. Shots aren't coming from the same direction. Our friend had them in a bad crossfire. Let's go.
lost them, Kimasabi.
Yes, they know this country better than we do.
We go find them?
No, whoever it was will be calling on us again. I wonder what happened to our mysterious friend.
Him not come. Maybe him hurt.
Hey there!
All right. Well?
We want to talk to you.
We glad you not hit.
Hit?
Why, yes. Weren't you helping us beat off some men back there?
I haven't seen any men. You talk loco.
Me sure me see you shoot.
You're both loco. You said you wanted to talk to me. What about?
I'm sorry. We're mistaken. Go on.
Say, weren't you headed for Desert City?
Were you?
Come on.
We follow him?
No, I don't think we'll have to. That is Nat Parker. We'll meet him in town, Tonto.
Why him deny shoot when him help save our lives?
I don't know. We'll have to hurry. Let's go.
I'm gonna count up to 3, Vic or Wade. And you better come out. You're covered. 1, 2...
My Nat. My Nat Parker.
Hello, Beata.
Oh, it is good to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
We get married now and go away.
Oh, sure.
We'd go now.
Well, pretty soon. You see, I've got a little personal business to take care of here, and, well, you wouldn't want to go away with a brand new broke husband, would you, Beata?
I do not care if you have no money. We would be happy without it.
I know, that all sounds very good, but you've heard that old saying, poverty comes in the door as love goes out the window. It's gone. It's gone. My money, it's gone. $75,000. It's... Well, can't you say something? The money is not there.
Listen to me, please. Perhaps it is better this way. You would not want money that is not yours.
Not mine. I sweated in that cell 4 years. Crowley. Vic Crowley. He did this. He tore this place apart.
No, listen to me.
I said I had some unfinished business. Well, I'll take care of it now.
No, they will kill you.
Let go of me. I'm going to get Vic and Wade. I'll make them give me back that $75,000.
It will do you no good to fight with them. They did not take your money.
They didn't? Well, then who did?
I had hoped you would give it back to its rightful owners, and we could start all over again.
Oh, so that's it. You took my money. And answer me, where is it? Where is it?
Calvin, anybody there?
What's that masked man doing in town?
I do not know.
They've gone. All right, now where's my money? Beata! Beata!
Looking for somebody, mister?
Howdy.
I said, are you looking for somebody?
We're looking for an eating place.
Ain't nothing to eat in this town. Local calf could see that.
I'm Vic Crowley. I own this town, and you're trespassing.
Crowley? Sign up there says you own the saloon.
I own the whole town. This is private property, and I'm telling you to vamoose. Pronto.
I don't mean to approach on another man's property, Mr. Crowley, but can't see what you're so particular about. What happened to Desert City?
You heard what he said. He don't want nobody hanging around.
Well, Tonto, we'll hit the trail for the next town.
Yes, Kimasabi.
Thanks for your hospitality, Mr. Crowley, and...
So long. This time I won't miss.
Hold it, Wade. Shot'll tip off Parker if he's here already.
Suppose he told him to meet him here?
I don't know. We'd better look around.
Yes, sir.
Stay where you are, masked one.
Is your name Beata?
You know my name? How?
I just heard of your trouble from Father Paul in San Brado.
Why your face covered?
Have you ever seen one of these before?
A bullet of silver.
Beata, this is a good man. I have heard of him. Welcome.
Howdy.
Follow me.
We can offer you no food because the smoke would betray us, but won't you sit down?
Vic Crowley and Wade Tanner know we are friendly with my Nat Parker.
They would kill us if we helped Nat.
Please, you will stop Nat Parker from gunfighting with those two?
I'll do what I can.
He will kill them and be returned to prison. You will stop him, please.
I'll always try to prevent killings. There's something you haven't told me. What about the $75,000?
We do not understand.
I think you do. The $75,000 stolen from the bank was never found.
You come to trick us. You come to arrest my Nat Parker.
You'd better put down that gun, Beata.
No. I will kill you. No one will take him from me again.
You're making a mistake, Beata.
I will listen to no more of your words, masked one.
You pull that trigger, you and Nat Parker will go to prison.
I go to prison, but not my Nat Parker.
I want to help you if I can. You want to be on the side of law, don't you?
Tell them the truth, my daughter.
All right. I have the stolen money.
How did you get it?
When my Nat robbed bank and come to store, he hid money in stairs. I know Crowley and Wade look for it, so I remove it.
To keep it from Nat Parker?
Yes, so he can return it. And then we get married. But he will not do this.
How do you know he won't?
I talked to him in town short time ago. I ran away from him.
Nat Parker is still in town?
Yes, in store we once owned. You go there?
Yes, on one condition. You turn the stolen money over to me.
What do you do with it?
I'll try to make Nat Parker return it himself. If not, I'll see that it gets back to its rightful owners.
Here is stolen money. $75,000. I do not care for it. I just want Nat Parker to be a good man.
So do I, Beata. You and your father stay here with Tonto.
Me keep them here, Kimasabi.
Good. We'll beat them at their own game of finders keepers. Adios.
Figure on helping your pal Parker, eh? Turn around.
ahead, Nat.
All right. Go ahead and shoot. I suppose you're in with Vic and Wade.
I'm not in with anyone.
You're not after me? So what are you doing?
Returning a favor, remember?
Maybe we got him. Now, I'll trouble you for that $75,000.
You're making a mistake, Parker. This money belongs to the bank.
I sweated in the pen for 4 years to come back for this. It's mine.
You served time, yes. But you have no right to that money.
What chance would I have to make a go of it?
I'll help you.
You'll help me. Listen, mister, I'm an ex-convict. They won't even give me a job. So how did you get this money?
From Beata. She hid it from you. She wants you to go straight, Nat.
Oh, she does, huh? So she gave my money to a masked man.
I brought it to you, didn't I?
But it must be some sort of trick.
No, it isn't a trick. A lot of people still believe in you, Nat. Beata, her father, the Padre.
The Padre of Sombrado? What's he got to do with this?
Beata appealed to him. Nat, you helped us out of a shooting scrape this morning. I think you can go straight.
Well, that's different. I've nothing against you. And I don't go in for cold-blooded murder except...
Crowley and Wade?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell about them when you were in prison?
Because Crowley arranged everything about that bank job so that no one took a chance but me. No one even saw them. They had ironclad alibis all fixed.
All right, Parker. You and a masked man, come on. We got your gypsy girl.
Do not listen to him. He will kill you.
Come in and get me, Crowley.
I'll make a bargain with you, Nat. Throw out the money, and we'll turn the girl loose.
Well, Nat, what do you say? The money or Beata?
I'm not going to wait much longer. Pick up.
All right. I'm going to throw it out.
That's what I thought you'd do.
Well, what do you say?
Give me time to get out the back door.
All right, Vic. Will you turn the girl loose? Throw out that money and you can have her. Here it is, Crowley.
Drop that bundle and reach, Crowley. It's over. Crowley and Wade took off through those rocks. Come on, Tonto. You don't think I trusted you, do you, Crowley? On your feet. Here's one of them.
Other one there.
Good work, Tonto. See if you can find some more rope.
Me do. But next time Kemosabe leave me to watch girl. Me use plenty rope.
Do not be angry with him. He trusted me and I lied to him.
Me never believe woman again.
Here's the $75,000, Sheriff. And don't forget, Nat Parker turned it over willingly.
I won't. And I'll see that it all gets in my report. We won't have any trouble convicting those two.
You're right.
Thank you, masked one.
Any happiness we might have, we owe to you.
Just remember to keep away from banks, Nat, unless you're putting money in.
What is his name?
I call him the masked one.
I call him the Lone Ranger.
A Lone Ranger.
Ho, Silver, ho!
horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger.
This is a story of one of the most mysterious characters to appear in the early days of the West. He was a fabulous individual, a man whose presence brought fear to the lawless and hope to those who wanted to make this frontier land their home. He was known as the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger and Tonto are riding to answer an urgent plea for help from their friend, the sheriff of Cactus County, Jim Hawks. But as Jim waits for the masked man and his Indian companion, there is another, a killer, who lies in wait for Jim.
See any sign of Jim, Tonto?
There, Kimosabe. Me see him.
Tonto, look.
Hello, Ranger, Tonto.
Got your letter, Jim. Looks like we got here just in time. How is he?
Just a shoulder wound, and he's knocked out. This hombre's gonna spend a nice long time in jail.
Any idea who he is?
Looks like one of the Dirk Nelson gang. They've been out to get me ever since I was appointed sheriff.
Dirk Nelson. Yes, I know about him. More than you can handle, Jim.
That's why I asked your help. Nelson stopped at nothing. Hold-ups, murders, and now I've an extra special reason for wanting to get him. Me not understand. A few days ago, he ran off with Nancy Barton, the girl I was engaged to. They're gonna be married in a week.
Nancy Barton. You wrote me she hated Nelson and everything he stands for.
Well, that's what's got me buffaloed. All of a sudden, she leaves me a note that she's gonna marry him, and I'm not to try to stop her. That not makes sense.
You're right, Tonto. People don't change their minds overnight unless they're forced to. Did her father have any idea what's behind this?
None at all.
Yet he should know, Jim. You better lock him up. Tonto will stand guard while you and I pay a little call on Mr. Barton.
Jim. Hello, Mr. Barton. Don't let the mask frighten you. This is a friend of mine.
Howdy.
Of course. Any friend of Jim's is always welcome here. Right this way. May I offer you gentlemen a drink?
No, thanks. I never touch spirits.
Well, that's admirable. Very admirable indeed. But this is purely medicinal, of course.
A man drinks that kind of medicine to forget something he doesn't want to remember.
I don't understand. I have nothing to forget.
And perhaps you have something to remember. Why did your daughter run off with Dirk Nelson?
Well, a woman's privilege to change her mind, I guess. Besides, she knew Dirk when I was working in Centerville.
What kind of work, Mr. Barton?
A bank. I was a teller.
A Centerville bank. That was one of Dirk Nelson's biggest hauls. Everyone said it was an inside job.
What are you implying, sir?
Nothing, Mr. Barton. Just that I know someone inside that bank helped Dirk Nelson pull off that job and got paid very well for doing it. If Nelson threatened to expose that someone, it could be mighty unpleasant for him.
Mr. Barton, is that why Nancy ran off with Nelson? You've got to tell me.
Well, all right. All right. Jim, I've been miserable ever since I helped Dirk steal that money. But I've been saving up ever since to pay it back.
That doesn't help your daughter. What about her, Mr. Barton?
Well, she didn't know anything about it until Dirk came the other night. He's always had his eye on her. And he was jealous of you, Jim. He promised her that I'd spend the rest of my life in jail if she didn't go off with him.
You scare easily, Mr. Barton. Don't you know that Dirk couldn't expose you without admitting his own guilt?
But everybody already knows Dirk's guilty. There were witnesses. But there's no proof against me unless Dirk talks. That's why Nancy insisted on doing everything he asked. I begged her not to, but I couldn't stop her.
Well, why didn't you come to me right away?
Oh, it was too late then. And I was afraid. But I'm glad you're here now, Jim. I've hated myself every waking moment. And I'll do everything I can to keep her from marrying him.
Will you turn state's evidence? Will you go to prison?
Gladly.
And somehow I'll reach your daughter and stop her from marrying him.
Well, how can you? With her at the Nelson hideout and nobody knowing where it is.
There's one way to get into the hideout, Jim.
How's that?
Join the Nelson gang.
Join the Nelson gang? Why, they don't take anybody but the most hardened criminals. And everybody knows you stand for law and order.
True. But nobody in this county has ever seen the Lone Ranger. Supposing we were to change his name for a while. Call him the Masked Rider.
The Masked Rider? What good would that do?
A lot of good, Jim. If the Masked Rider could even build up a worse reputation than Dirk Nelson, a few posters like this, with a different face and a different name.
I'm sick of reading about this Masked Rider. Who is he anyway?
I don't know who he is, Dirk, but the sheriff seems a lot more anxious to catch him than to catch you.
Can't say that I blame him, boss. Every holdup we've tried to pull off lately, he's been there ahead of us. I sure wish he was working with us instead of against us.
If you're so anxious to have him join the gang, why don't you find him and bring him in? The fool could do twice as well taking orders from me.
Stagecoach coming, boss.
Good. Right on schedule. This is one time the Masked Rider's not going to beat us to the job. Take cover.
Me bet Dirk Nelson be plenty mad at Masked Rider now. He'd not like to be outsmarted.
Yes, I was afraid he might let this gold shipment go through.
Oh, I knew he couldn't resist it. I've had my deputies blabbing about it for days. Sure wish I could get down there and get Nelson right now.
All right, you throw down that gold and be quick about it.
Sure, mister. Don't shoot.
Where's the gold?
Mister, you'll have to ask the Masked Rider. He held me up about 2 miles back.
Masked Rider?
He done it again.
If you hadn't wasted so much time lollygagging around that Barton female, the Masked Rider wouldn't be giving us this trouble now.
That'll be enough out of you, Sid. Come on, let's get back to the hideout. I'm going to outsmart that hombre if it's the last thing I do.
Outlaw's plenty mad they not find gold.
By the way, Jim, what did you do with the gold I was supposed to have stolen?
I fixed it with old Luke, the driver. He sent it on ahead by special messenger.
What we do now, Kimasabi?
I think it's time for the Masked Rider to join the Nelson gang. After what happened today, they should welcome him with open arms. I'll leave a trail for you to follow, Tonto. Contact me as often as possible. On, big fellow.
I'm sick of standing guard. The way things have been going around here, there's nothing left to get a guard anymore.
Put up your hands. I said reach.
Say, what is this anyway?
Hold up, mister. Give me your money.
Money? Mister, do you know who we are?
I don't care who you are. Just hand over your cash.
I reckon this hombre don't want to live too long, Sid. There's a lot more than 2 of us around here, mister.
Didn't you ever hear the Dirk Nelson gang?
Dirk Nelson? Why didn't you say so? I've been looking for him ever since I hit this territory.
Say, who are you anyhow?
You ought to know. I'm the one man the sheriff wants more than Nelson.
Sid, this here hombre's the Masked Rider.
That's right. And if you're smart, you'll take me to Nelson.
What for? You're doing all right on your own, ain't you?
Sure I am. But with the Nelson gang riding with me, I could do twice as well.
That's right, Sid. With him on our side, we could tie the whole territory in knots.
Not so fast, Wes. We can't take him into the hideout with us. We don't know nothing about him.
Didn't Dirk say to bring him in if we could ever find him? Come on, mister. I'll take you to him.
I still say you're crazy, Wes. How do we know we can trust him?
How does he know he can trust us?
All right. But remember one thing. Once you go into the hideout with us, you're one of us. Any fancy tricks and you don't come out alive. Come on, let's go.
Fine, big fellow.
Please, you hurry. Dirk Nelson does not like to be kept waiting.
I'm not afraid of Dirk Nelson, Mrs. Gonzalez, and you shouldn't be either. Why do you let him use your ranch as a hideout?
Why do you let him make you marry him? We're both afraid, Miss Barton.
I guess you're right. Yes? You sent for me?
Yeah. All right, Mrs. Gonzalez, get out of here. I've got good news for you, Nancy. I'm fixing for us to get married Saturday, 2 days ahead of schedule. How does that sound?
I gave my promise.
I don't see what you females see in sheriffs anyway. They don't make hardly any money.
Jim Hawks is honest, which is something you wouldn't understand.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Nancy. I'm not such a bad guy. You just got to give me a chance.
You can force me to marry you, Dirk, but I'll go right on hating you.
Wonder who that's with them. Hey, Dirk. Come on out. Someone here to see you.
Who's that with you?
It's a masked rider.
What's the idea of bringing him here?
It was your idea, Dirk. Wouldn't you rather have him with us than against us?
Only if I'm sure that he is who he says he is.
That could work both ways, mister. How do I know you're not somebody else?
You talk mighty big. But for 2 cents,
You'd what?
Jumping polecats. He outdraw Dirk.
You see that?
You're mighty fast with those guns.
In my profession, I have to be.
Don't you see, Dirk, with him in the gang, nobody else would have a chance. You'd be top dog in the territory.
I am already. But I can always use a good man. Yeah. Bring him inside and I'll talk to him. You take big chances, mister. Now that you're here, what makes you think I won't have you killed?
For 2 reasons, Nelson. You'd lose some of your own men first, and you're smart enough to know I'm more useful to you alive than dead.
So you want to join my gang?
Yeah. Why should we compete against each other? Together we could take over this territory. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. Very good sense. But nobody joins my gang unless I see his face first. Supposing you take off that mask.
Sorry, Nelson. I've got good reasons to keep this mask on.
They wouldn't be because you're not really the masked rider, would they?
What do you mean, Dirk?
How do we know he's not on the side of the law? Any man can cover his face and claim to be the masked rider.
Do you think I'd be fool enough to let your men bring me here if I wasn't? I know I couldn't get out of here alive.
Sure, you gotta believe him now, Dirk. You saw how quick he pulled his guns.
Lots of men are fast on the draw. But being a good shot is something else again. And I've heard that the masked rider is just about the best shot in the world. Are you that good, mister?
Why don't you find out?
I aim to. Come on outside, all of you.
Miss Barton, I come from Jim Hawks.
Jim Hawks? Well, who are you?
A friend. I must talk to you later, alone.
There you are, mister. If you can hit any of those cups at this distance, I'll believe you're really the masked rider.
What if I break all 4?
All 4? Nobody's that good. What's the matter, getting cold feet?
You want me to move back further?
No. No, this'll be all right.
I never saw shooting like that before.
You gotta believe him now, boss. What do you say?
I say he's every bit as good as I've heard he is.
And you let him join up with us?
Sure. I'd be a fool not to. But there's one other little thing first.
Yeah? What's that?
You haven't proved yet that you're really with us. So tomorrow we're gonna pull a little job. And I'm gonna let you lead my men.
Whatever you say, Nelson.
I've got it all worked out, men. The gang will hold up the stage tomorrow morning just inside Eagle Pass.
You mean you're really going to let him lead the gang, boss?
I sure am. You'll be riding right at the head of it.
Well, what about you?
I'll be in the stagecoach with the other passengers.
Say, that's sure smart, boss. Then you'll have the drop on them from the rear when we surprise them in Eagle Pass.
It's not them I'll have the drop on. It's the masked rider. Here, you fill this up again.
You gonna kill him, Dirk?
As dead as they come.
What for? We need him.
Like we need poison ivy. You fools, you've been tricked. He's no outlaw. I was suspicious of him the minute I saw his gun belt. That's why I had him fire at those cops.
I don't get you.
After he finished, I dug this out of the tree. Ever see one like that before?
Just a bullet? What about it?
That particular bullet's made of silver.
Silver? Who'd ever use a silver bullet?
Only one man in all the West. The Lone Ranger.
Me here, Kimasabi.
I'm glad you've come, Tonto. Nelson's planning a holdup tomorrow, and I'm to lead it.
Lone Ranger lead hold up? That's not possible.
I'll have to pretend to until I find out what he's going to do. I think he's setting a trap for me, or he'll lead his men himself.
Someone come.
Oh, Miss Barton.
I saw you from the house. Who's the Indian?
This is Tonto. He always worked with me. Why did you follow me?
Mrs. Gonzalez heard Dirk talking. You're to hold up the stagecoach at Eagle Pass tomorrow morning. Dirk will be riding in the coach. He plans to shoot you.
So that's it. Thanks for the warning.
This girl Jim want for wife?
Yes, Tonto.
What are you talking about? I'm marrying Dirk Nelson.
You won't have to, Miss Barton. Your father told us the truth.
The truth? Does that mean he'll go to prison?
He promised to return the money he stole and give evidence against Nelson. We hope the jury will be lenient.
I guess I was stupid to do what I did, but Dad's not really a criminal, and I had to protect him somehow.
Two wrongs don't make a right, Miss Barton. Did you think your father would be happy knowing you were married to an outlaw? It's your happiness he wants.
Then I can go back to Jim?
No, you can't.
What do you mean?
If we're going to outwit Dirk Nelson, it's important that he doesn't know his plans are changed. You're a part of those plans.
I understand. I won't leave.
What we do?
Tonto, tell Jim Hawks and his men to be at Eagle Pass tomorrow morning.
But you, Kimasabi, you ride into trap Nelson set for you?
Yes, Tonto. I'll ride right into it. And you'll be there to watch.
I wish the Lone Ranger's Indian friend would get back. Do you think anything could have happened to him?
Tonto can take care of himself, Mr. Barton. If it's possible to contact the ranger, he'll do it.
Well, I hope it's not too late. Nancy in that outlaw's hideout all this time. I'm going to try and find her myself.
We won't help any by losing our heads. The ranger's risking his life to save your daughter. And the least we can do is stay here and wait for instructions.
I'm sorry, Jim. I'm sorry. You're right. I ought to be grateful.
You'll get your chance to help when you testify against Nelson. And that won't be easy, you know, implicating yourself.
Jim, it'll be the easiest job I've ever had to do. I don't mind paying for my own mistakes, as long as I know it puts Dirk behind bars.
Tonto.
How, Jim?
Have you seen the Lone Ranger? Is Nancy all right?
Your daughter fine, Mr. Barton.
Well, if you reached the hideout, how is it you didn't bring Nancy back with you?
Kimasabi not let me.
Wouldn't let you? Why not?
No time explain now. You come. Round up posse quick. Have them at Eagle Pass tomorrow morning for sure.
What about you? Aren't you riding with us?
No. Tonto has special job to do. Kimasabi's life at stake. Come.
Good night, Mr. Barton.
Good luck, Jim.
Here it comes. Are you ready? Dirk's counting on you to do just like he says.
I'm ready. Where is Dirk?
Don't you worry about him. He'll be around here when we need him.
I'm sure he will.
Say, if you're looking for Dirk over there, you ain't gonna see him.
I'm not looking for Dirk.
Ready, men? As soon as we get the signal from the Lone Ranger, we take off and capture him red-handed.
Come on.
Look, a posse.
Shotgun. Quick.
It's a trap. Let's make a break for it.
100 Redskin help.
Tonto, what happened?
Nelson, him hit me. But me all right now. Nancy.
I was so afraid something would go wrong.
Jim and his men captured the whole gang, Miss Barton.
Them in jail for a long time to come. Dirk Nelson, too.
We're not needed here anymore, Tonto.
Jim, I was such a fool to run off with Dirk.
Well, if you hadn't, Nancy, the Nelson gang wouldn't be in jail now. Because I'd never have called for the one man who could help me capture them. The Lone Ranger.
With the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger.
This is a story of one of the most mysterious characters to appear in the early days of the West. He was a fabulous individual, a man whose presence brought fear to the lawless and hope to those who wanted to make this frontier land their home. He was known as the Lone Ranger. Lone Ranger and Tonto are riding hard and fast toward the town of Harrisville. There, behind prison bars, are two of the most vicious criminals of the West.
I'll tell you, I'm scared, Biff. They're going to try us for every crime in the book. It'll be a necktie party for sure.
We've gotten out of tight spots before.
Yeah, but this time we're wanted for murder, not for just robbery or forgery.
3 murders, to be exact.
Yeah, when we get to El Paso, we're through.
If we get to El Paso.
What do you mean?
Can't try us for murder if we're not there for the trial.
We'll be there, all right. Sheriff told me they're getting this Lone Ranger fella to deliver us special.
The sheriff's a fool. Hector's, you ever had a real bad stomachache?
Stomachache? What do you mean?
Never mind. Do like I tell you. Now, you lay down on this bunk and start yelling and moaning. Act like your stomach was killing you.
I don't get you, Biff.
Oh, never mind. Do like I tell you.
Sure.
Oh, my stomach.
What are you two hombres up to now?
My pal's dying, can't you see? His stomach hurts him something fierce. You probably poisoned his food.
Nobody poisoned any food. You hombres are gonna die, all right, but it'll be from a rope around your neck.
Don't just stand there talking. Do something. Can't you see he's in terrible pain?
I don't trust either one of you for a minute.
Water. Gee, Sheriff, ain't you a little bit human? All he wants is a little water. That's the least you can do for him.
All right, give me the cup.
Thanks, Sheriff. You're good. Hey, Cactus, grab his keys. Gee, Sheriff, I'm surprised at you falling for an old trick like that.
Hello, Tonto. Oh, Ranger, you come for the...
Hey, where'd they go? Your prisoners escaped, Sheriff. How did it happen?
Old stomachache trick, and I fell for it. You're not the first. Them fool many sheriffs.
We'll have to catch them before they get too far.
How can you? You don't even know where they're headed.
They'd have to steal horses, and horses leave tracks. You all right now, Sheriff?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Come on, Tonto.
Plenty track here, Kimasabi. Can't tell which one theirs.
One of those horses they stole was a chestnut mare with a broken shoe.
Ah, clear track. Go that way.
Good. Let's go.
There's the end of our trail.
What do you mean, that cabin? What have you been leading us up here for? Who lives there?
Some old galoot been keeping to himself for the last 20 years. Sort of a hermit. Name of old Joe Peters. Heard about him the last time I was up this way.
Sure looks like he lives there alone.
Hasn't a friend in the world. The only people ever see him are strangers passing by. Folks say he's got a nice, tidy sum of gold hid somewhere, too.
Gold? Hey, we can use that.
He's got two things we can use more important right now. His cabin and his name.
His name? How are you going to use that?
You'll see.
Land's sakes, hold your horses. I'm coming. Sakes alive. What do you two want?
We're lost, mister, and just about half starved. Reckon you could give us some grub and send us on our way?
Sure. Come on in. Have a seat. Today, I'd do anything for anybody.
Something special happening today?
There sure is. My sister Abigail's coming out to live with me. I thought for a minute you was her.
Your sister? What's so exciting about that?
Sakes alive. Why, she's coming clear from St. Louis. Hadn't seen her in over 30 years. It's a long time.
Sure is, mister. Is she coming alone?
Yep. She's a widow now. And I got to figuring that this place would be a lot homier if I had a female to help me share living here. Just finished painting it for her.
You're right, old-timer. A home ain't nothing without a woman in it. Of course, you're going to need more than this cabin to share with her if you're going to take care of her proper.
Oh, I got plenty. Don't worry about that. Been saving up for years. Me and Abby won't want for nothing. Hey, see? She sent me this picture last year.
Say, that's quite a filly. She's a bossy-looking female, if you ask me.
Well, my age, a man needs a woman to be bossing him around. Keep him out of trouble.
Did you send her a picture of you?
Me? Shucks, no. What? I never had a picture took in my life.
Well, then how is she going to know you're really her brother?
Gosh, I'll be waiting right here for her just like I Rhoda would. That's how. Say, friend, you sure ask a lot of questions.
That's right, mister. I got just one more question to ask. Where do you keep your gold hid?
Gold? What do you mean? I ain't got no gold.
Don't lie to me. Where is it?
Oh, that's your game, is it? Well, you can do whatever you want to me, but I'll never tell you. I'm saving that gold for me and Abby.
All right. I got no time to waste asking questions. I'll get her to tell me. Get out of those clothes. Sakes alive. I look more like old Joe than old Joe himself.
You won't get away with it. I've got other ways of identifying myself.
Yeah? Well, they won't do you any good where you're going. Come on. Get moving. Outside. Over there, the cliff. All right, mister. That's far enough.
What am I supposed to do now? Dive off?
That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Only I'm going to give you a little help.
You didn't give that old galoot a chance, Biff.
It ain't him I'm thinking of. It's me. Now, you savvy what I mean when I say I'm going to use his name? After I shave this mustache off, who'll know the difference?
Yeah, but supposing someone finds his body down there.
The man I just shot was Biff Baker, wanted for murder. From now on, Cactus, I'm old Joe.
See, I gotta hand it to you, Biff. Well, you're the smartest. Say, how about me? I'm still wanted for murder.
So you are, Cactus. And an honest guy like old Joe would shoot a killer like you on sight.
Say, what's the matter with you? You lost your mind or something?
Yeah. Abigail. Got a pretty up for my sister.
Hard to see footprints now, Kemosabe. Wagon tracks rub them out.
I'm sure they're following this road. Baker and Gleason are headed towards the border. There's no other way than straight ahead.
Maybe if we pass Wagon, we pick up their trail again.
Wagon tracks. I wonder who'd be driving a wagon through this desolate country.
Track's fresh. Wagon not far ahead.
Neither are Baker and Gleason. That means there's danger ahead for anybody they meet. Let's go.
Belle. Penelope? Geraldine? Get up, horse.
There's the wagon, Tonto.
Wagon empty. No driver.
That's not good. Whoever was in that wagon may have been ambushed by Baker and Gleason. Come on. Tonto. These clothes belong to a woman.
You're daggone right they do. And no masked man in Indian's gonna steal them from me. Throw up your hands. My pappy always said, Abby, he said, when you meet up with bandits, shoot first and ask questions afterwards. And that's what I aim to do. By the time I count 3, you're gonna be the 2 deadest bandits that ever lived. 1, 2...
You're not going to fire that gun, ma'am.
What makes you so sure?
Why, you wouldn't want to kill us any more than we would want to rob you.
You talk mighty strange for a bandit.
Tonto and I aren't bandits. We're your friends. Believe me.
Well, then why are you wearing that mask?
Why are you wearing that hat?
Now, that's a right pert question, young man. Looks awful, don't it?
Mind telling us where you're headed for?
Sure. On the way to my brother's place.
Your brother? You mean someone who live around here?
And why not, Injun? Didn't you ever hear of Joe Peters?
Joe Peters? What does he look like?
Well, mister, I can't rightly say. Haven't seen him for 30 years. Reckon he's changed considerable.
You haven't run across 2 other men on this road, have you?
You're the first humans I've laid eyes on since I hired this darn rig back in town. Now I can't get this consarn critter away from the water hole.
You get in the wagon. By the way, ma'am, if you do see 2 men up ahead on the road, you keep that gun of yours handy. They might be real bandits. Fine, Tonto.
Real bandits? Hey, come back here. How can I tell who's real and who's not? The real ones don't wear masks and the not ones do.
Maybe that cabin of Miss Abigail's brother.
Couldn't have picked a more lonely or deserted spot.
Smoking chimney. Him must be home. Maybe see Baker and Gleason.
They must have come this way. Tonto, look.
Horses look tired. Come plenty long distance.
Yes, they've been ridden hard and fast. I'm sure they're Baker and Gleason's horses.
You think maybe them in cabin?
Someone's in that cabin. If it's them, they'll shoot on sight. They'll leave Silver and Scout here.
Ah.
It must be old Joe. You wait here just in case.
Who's there?
Open the door. I want to talk to you.
Door's open. Come on in. Mind the wet paint.
Howdy.
Sakes alive. You're masked. What is this? A holdup?
No, I'm looking for the men who own those 2 horses out there. Where are they?
Oh, those 2. All right, mister. Get your hands up high and keep them that way.
You don't need a gun, Mr. Peters.
Peters? How'd you know my name?
I met your sister down the road a ways.
And you probably held her up the same as you was going to do to me.
On the contrary, she held me up.
Ah, don't try to soft talk me. It's easy enough to see you're a friend of those 2 crooks, and I'm going to give you the same as I gave them.
No, you're not. Drop gun.
What the? All right. Go ahead, you've got me. Finish me off.
Nothing to be afraid of, Mr. Peters. Why, we're not after you.
Sakes alive. You mean you're really on the side of the law? If I'd have known that, I'd never pulled a gun on you.
Never mind about the gun. Just tell us where those men are.
You sit down at the bottom of the canyon.
Bottom of canyon? What happened?
Ornery povehets they was. Tried to sneak up on me when I was painting my cabin for Abigail. But I seen them coming. Caught them at the edge of the canyon and shot them both. For all I know, they're still at the bottom. No good weasels.
In that case, you finished our job for us. How do we reach the canyon floor?
It's pretty steep around here. Reckon you'll have to head back a way.
Better take a look at those bodies, Tonto. Come on. Bye, Mr. Peters.
There, one of them. Mr. Peters, good shot. Him plenty dead.
Yes, Tonto. This one must be Gleason. He fits the description the sheriff gave us. I wonder where the other one is.
Look, Kimasabi. This one's still alive.
Yes, but still unconscious. He doesn't seem in too bad shape. He was lucky, Tonto. That tree must have broken his fall.
Me thought Sheriff said Biff Baker had mustache.
He must have shaved it off. Figured he wouldn't be recognized that way.
What we do with him, Kimasabi?
We'll patch him up the best we can. Then we'll take him to town. First, I want to look at that wound. Tonto, look at his hands.
Hands me not understand.
Look closer.
Ah, me see now.
You make him as comfortable as you can. I'm going back to the cabin. There's a couple of questions I want to ask old Joe.
Recognize me, Joe?
Sakes alive. Sure do, Abby. You're the spitting image of the picture. Come on in. It's been a long time, Abby. How do I look to you?
After all the traveling I just done, you in this cabin couldn't look better.
I painted it special for you, Abby. Hope you like it.
Lovely shade of gray, just like you wrote me. Oh, it's beautiful, Joe. Say, you're a mite bigger than I expected.
You're a mite prettier than I expected.
Now, Joe, don't you go making jokes about my looks. I know I'm no raving beauty. Funny. I always remembered you as having blue eyes. They're brown, aren't they?
Yes, always was. Shows you how wrong you can be, Abby.
And your hair is not nearly so gray as you wrote me.
Well, I guess I was feeling a little old that day. Say, you remember a lot about my letters. Bet you even remember where I wrote you I keep my gold hid.
Why, sure, Joe. If you wrote me something like that, I wouldn't be likely to forget it. Where's Clarabelle?
Clarabelle?
Yes, the kitten you had here. You wrote me she'd be my very own, a cute little black kitten.
Oh, yes, Clarabelle. Well, Clarabelle died just a couple of days ago, Abby. Poison or something. Never mind about Clarabelle. Let me get your things out of the wagon.
All right, Joe. Just a minute.
Huh?
You're not Joe Peters.
Why, Abby, what are you talking about?
You've been lying all along. Joe Peters does have blue eyes. And he never wrote me where his gold was hid. And there was no kitten named Clarabelle.
You're a fool, woman. Nobody outsmarts Biff Baker and gets away with it.
Biff Baker? You must be one of those two bandits the masked man was talking about. What did you do with my brother?
Same thing I'm going to do with you.
You come any nearer and I'll shoot.
There's nothing sillier than a female with a gun in her hand she don't know how to use.
I tell you, I'll shoot. I got perfect aim.
Yeah? Well, then try hitting me.
Abigail. That you? You all right?
Yes, I'm all right. Come on in.
Reach! Hi!
I'm sorry, mister. You made me do it.
Yeah, and you couldn't have done better. Now, as soon as I get rid of you two and take care of that Indian friend of yours, old Joe won't have an enemy in the world.
It won't work, Baker. We found old Joe at the bottom of the canyon, and he's still alive.
Still alive? What makes you so sure he's old Joe and I'm not?
His hands.
His hands?
That's right. Man who's just finished painting his cabin would have paint on his hands. I don't see any on yours, Baker.
That's mighty smart of you, mister. I should have thought of that myself. But now that you warned me, I'll take care of you two, and then I'll finish old Joe for good.
Oh, no, you won't.
Biff, get over that chair.
Here, mister, tie the varmint up. And then take me to Joe, quick.
That must be Tonto, Miss Abigail. Let him in, please.
Oh, my.
Me get water.
Joe. Brother Joe, are you all right?
Sakes alive, Abby. Is that you? Oh, my, but you sure have grown.
Oh, Joe. Joe, it is you. Oh, Blue. Just like I knowed there was. That no-good rattlesnake tried to make me sick. There was Brown.
How is he, Tonto?
Him feel much better, Kimasabi.
Yeah, sure am, Injun. Thanks to your good doctrine. They thought they killed old Joe, but I fooled them. I don't die so easy.
Now, Joe, you just sit quiet. I'm going to take care of you.
Whatever you say, Abby, honey. I hope that polecat didn't hurt you none.
Don't worry, Mr. Peters. Baker won't cause you any more trouble. He's going to pay for his crimes this time for sure. Tonto, you'd better go for the sheriff.
Abigail, honey, you sure weren't lying when you wrote that you was a good cook. You're going to double my weight in a week.
Oh, if you think it's that good, stop talking and start eating. I sure wish that masked man and Injun weren't in such a hurry. I never did get to thank them proper for helping us out so much.
I reckon they're on their way by now. Because where there's law-breaking that needs taken care of, that's where you'll find Tonto and the Lone Ranger.
Hi-yo, Silver! Away! Horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo Silver, the Lone Ranger.
This is a story of one of the most mysterious characters to appear in the early days of the West. He was a fabulous individual, a man whose presence brought fear to the lawless and hope to those who wanted to make this frontier land their home. He was known as the Lone Ranger. For months now, the Wells Fargo Company has been plagued by stagecoach holdups. One for every cross you see. Only in Boone County does Wells Fargo have a perfect record of no successful holdups. And that's because the stage line franchise there is held by one of the most remarkable women of the Old West, Cannonball McKay.
Yeah, get along there. Oh, boys.
Wait a minute, Cannonball. I'll help you.
That's all right, Clem. I can manage.
Soft-spoken, hard-driving, sharp shooting. She had always been respected as the most honest stage driver in all Boone County, until Clem Jones came to work for her. Friendless, half-crippled, only 2 weeks out of prison. Why has Cannonball just taken him in as her assistant? That's one of the answers the Lone Ranger and Tonto are here to find out.
I'm going into town to see my old friend Marshal Hanley. I'll see you in camp later.
He'll be waiting for you, Savvy.
Bye, Silver.
Got you that time.
You sure did. Come on in. Howdy, Marshal.
Jim, he's masked.
Sure, he's masked. This is the Lone Ranger. Meet Doc Tate.
Glad to know you, Doctor.
Well, what brings you here?
I'm curious about Cannonball McKay and Clem Jones.
Reckon nobody knows much about them, friend. Not even me. And I'm Clem's doctor.
Oh? Something wrong with him?
Poor old fella has a bad arm. Heard it years ago in that stagecoach holdup that sent him to jail.
I see. But if Cannonball's as honest as they say, why should she take in an ex-convict as a partner?
That's something we'd all like to know, but Cannonball won't talk.
Marshal, I'd like a closer look at those two.
That's easy enough arranged. The stage is due in any minute now. Come along.
Fine.
I gotta shove on to Rushville in 10 minutes.
You're not shoving on to anywhere, Cannonball.
What do you mean? My contract with Wells Fargo's still good. Pulling out of here on schedule.
No, you're not. Wells Fargo's not going to lose any shipments if I can help it.
Well, I never lost him a shipment of gold yet, have I?
No. But you never had a crook working for you. Up till now.
Nobody's gonna call me a crook again.
Oh, no?
Pull that trigger at Clem Collins and it'll be the last shot you'll ever fire.
Put up your gun.
You better do like he says. This masked man's a friend of mine, and he can outshoot even you, Cannonball.
What's the ruckus, Cannonball? Me and Hash heard you squabbling clean over in our cafe.
Hey, who's the masked hombre? I'm in the same business as the marshal. I try to keep law and order.
That's right, boys.
Now, Cannonball, supposing you tell me why you drew your gun.
I had to, mister. This varmint was calling my helper a crook.
Everybody knows he just did 10 years in the pen for holding up a stagecoach.
Look, Collins, I hire who I want. Clem's a friend of mine. He's served his time, and I know he's reformed. Hasn't he been punished enough? Losing all those years, getting his arm crippled.
No jailbird's going to haul freight for Wells Fargo. You're out of business, Cannonball, as of now.
Hold on, Collins. You're forgetting about Cannonball's contract.
Read that contract. It says I got the right to hold up shipments anytime I think there's danger involved. I'm holding them all up till I get word from the head office.
It's not fair you should take it out on Cannonball just because you hate me. If it weren't for this arm, I'd whop the hide off of you.
Come on, Clem.
I'll see you after a while, Marshal. I have some business to take care of.
Doc, you look worried.
I sure hope Cannonball's right about Clem's reforming.
What do you mean?
I'm thinking of that monthly gold shipment in the Wells Fargo office. With the stage not running, it stays right there, with no one to guard it but Collins. Sure could be mighty tempting to an old hold-up man like Clem.
Well, don't worry about it. If Clem starts acting up, I think the Lone Ranger and I can handle him all right. I'll see you later.
What you learn, Kimasabi?
Practically nothing, Tonto. Yet I still think my hunch is right. Why should this be the only town in the territory that hasn't been robbed? Unless the robbers live here and don't want to throw any suspicion on themselves.
You think maybe that Clem fellow robber?
No, it couldn't be Clem. He'd been in jail until recently.
Then maybe Cannonball.
Maybe. But Cannonball doesn't act like a crook. No one who'd fight to protect old Clem the way she did could really be bad.
Maybe that just put-up job. Throw you off track.
I don't know, Tonto. You ride into town. Keep your eye on Cannonball and Clem. Whoever's behind these robberies is dangerous and very clever. We've got to find out who it is at any cost. You go ahead.
Huh.
Clem! Oh, Clem!
Hi, Doc. Want me for something?
Just thought you might like to earn $10. I got to get this letter to Rushville right away, and with the stage not running, there's no way to send it.
$10? I didn't think there was anyone in this town who'd trust me with that much money.
I'm on your side, Clem. If you take the road through Hidden Valley, it'll take you but a few hours.
Thanks, Doc. You're a nice guy.
What do you want, Doc? The office is closed today. Heard you were took sick, so I came right over. What is this? Who told you that? I'm feeling fine. You won't be for long. Wait a minute. I don't get it. Open that safe, quick. You mean you're the one that's been pulling all them holdups? Who else would be smart enough to?
You heard what he said. Open the safe.
Sure. Anything you say. What do you know? Old Doc Tate, the leader of a hold-up gang. Quick, Ash. On your horse. Now we got you dressed like Clem. Try to act like him. Remember, you got a stiff arm.
Just like you say, Doc.
Be sure the marshal sees you heading for Hidden Valley. That's where I sent Clem.
Who fired that shot? Somebody run out of the express office. Looks like Clem Jones. He's heading for Hidden Valley, Marshal.
It's Collins, Marshal. He's dead.
He got away with all the gold. Let's go after him, and he can't get far.
Like taking candy from a baby.
Some candy.
Clem, you're going back to town.
What for? I didn't do anything. I was
Raise
just...
your voice. We're holding you for the murder of Jim Collins.
Murder?
That's right. You'll have a chance to explain back at the Wells Fargo office. Get going.
Me follow Clem into plenty trouble, Kimosabe. Him arrested for murder.
Murder?
Ah. Marshal think him kill Collins, but him not guilty.
Where's Clem now, Tonto?
Marshal and posse take him to express office.
We'll ride into town. You can tell me the details on the way. Come on.
Over there, Clem. Sit down. All right, where's the gold?
What gold?
The gold you stole from this office just a little while ago.
I didn't steal any gold.
No, and I don't suppose you killed Collins either.
But I wasn't here.
Don't lie, Clem. I heard you threaten him this morning, and we all saw you run out of this office right after the shooting.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was just delivering this here letter to Rushville for Doc Tate.
That right, Kimosabe. Me see Doc give him letter.
Well, now I know you're lying, Clem. This letter's addressed to the Second National Bank. There isn't any Second National Bank in Rushville.
What's the matter here, Marshal? Hash and Porkney told me about Clem killing Collins. I just took his body over to the undertaker. Anything else I can do?
Yeah, I'm glad you got here, Doc. Clem says you gave him this letter to deliver.
Why, Clem, whatever made you want to tell a lie like that?
That no lie. Me tell.
Wait.
Tell him the truth, Doc. You give me $10 to deliver that letter.
No, Clem. Would I pay you $10 to deliver a letter with nothing written on it?
So that's it. You framed me so you could steal the gold yourself. Well, I'll get you.
Let's put a rope around his neck, Marshal.
Yeah, that'll make him tell us where the gold's hid.
Hold it. You're not putting any rope around Clem's neck. Come as soon as I heard you were arrested, Clem. I know you never killed Collins.
That isn't what the evidence says, Cannonball, and I'm taking him to jail.
When everybody's already made up their mind he's guilty, he won't be safe there a minute.
Don't worry, I'm not aiming to keep him there. It's too late to leave now, but you hitch up your stage in the morning and we'll drive him to Rushville. That way, he'll get a fair trial.
All right, Marshal. But if anyone harms Clem, you'll have me to reckon with.
I'm locking my prisoner up, and I don't want any trouble.
Come here, Porky. We gotta finish Clem off before he gets that fair trial the marshal was talking about.
Why, Doc? He's got no way of proving he's innocent.
Maybe not. But that masked hombre who came to town this morning, I don't like the way he sniffs out the truth. Hash, reckon you could plant blasting powder under the jail without the marshal catching you?
Sure, Doc, but I'll have to go up to the shack to get it.
How long will it take?
Hour and a half.
All right. Set it to go off 2 hours from now. 5 p.m. sharp. Let's go.
Why you not let me help Clem by telling truth?
Because it would be just your word against Doc's, Tonto. The only way to prove Doc's guilty is to find out where he's hidden that gold.
How we make him talk?
By outsmarting him. We don't have much time. It's a terrible trap Doc's setting for Clem. I wonder what would happen if he got caught in it himself. That's a deadly weapon, Cannonball.
What do you want?
Same thing you do, to help Clem. Cannonball, the men who framed Clem are planning to kill him before we can prove he's innocent.
I figured as much. That's why I'm loading this.
Do you think that's the best way?
It's the only way. Those hombres don't care nothing about law and order, but they got a lot of respect for lead when it's coming at them.
You won't solve anything by stooping to their methods.
What am I supposed to do then? Wait till they murder Clem, like they did Collins?
I have a plan I think will prevent that. I'm on my way to see Doc Tate now. Do you suppose you could persuade Porky Wade to be at the marshal's office right away?
I reckon so. Why?
Because he and Doc think Hash is going to blow the jail up at 5 o'clock. Now, what they don't know is this. My friend Tonto will be under the jail, not Hash.
What's the trouble, Marshal? The masked man said you wanted to see me right away.
Oh, yes. Sit down, Doc. We just wanted to ask you a few questions.
Get in there.
Porky. What's the meaning of this, Marshal? Forcing law-abiding citizens to come here at the point of a gun.
From what the Lone Ranger's been telling me, I'm not sure anymore just who is law-abiding and who isn't.
If you're not, Marshal, you're the only man in town who's confused. Now, what about those questions you wanted to ask me?
Sure, Doc, right away. Just let me fill out this report first. Nothing like taking plenty of time and doing things right, is there?
See here, Marshal. You were in a big enough hurry to get us over here. Let's get to those questions.
Yes, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Suppose you do the asking.
There are just two questions. Who murdered Collins and where's the gold hidden?
Seems to me Clem's the one to answer that.
No, Doc. You are.
Me? There's no evidence against me.
Maybe not. But I have reasons to believe you're guilty. I'm going to prove it if we have to stay here and question you all night.
All night?
Why so interested in the clock, Porky? You've been watching it for the last 20 minutes.
No reason.
Doc, what I want to know is this.
You're not moving.
What is this, Injun?
Put up hands.
Sure. Whatever you say. Nosy Injun. Now you can get the same as Clem and the Marshal.
You've been asking the same question over and over, and you still haven't got a thing against me. I demand to be released.
What's your hurry, Doc? We've only just begun. Tell me once again, where were you when Collins was shot?
I've already told you. In my office.
Look, Doc, it's nearly 5. We got to get out of here. Shut up. I'm not going to stay here and die. If you don't tell him, I will.
Tell us what, Doc?
Blasting powder. Under the jail. It's set to go. It's 5 o'clock.
You must have had a good reason for wanting to blow up the jail and kill Clem.
Don't waste time talking. We got to get out.
My friends and I will. But you and Porky will stay right here, unless you prefer to tell the truth.
I've told you the truth. There's nothing else.
All right, Marshal. Lock them up.
Inside, you two. Come on, let's go.
Come on out. Well, Marshal, it looks like those two rather stay here and die than tell the truth. We better get out of here before it's too late.
Wait! Wait! I'll talk.
Oh, no, you won't. Reach! All of you! This bag carries more than medicine, mister.
So I see.
Unlock this cell, Marshal.
I'm afraid he's got us.
All he's got is a gun, Marshal. You have the key. That's worth a lot more as long as that clock keeps ticking.
Are you crazy? Don't you realize we'll all be blown to Kingdom Come in another minute?
That's right, unless you talk first.
I'll never talk. You'll die with me. What's that noise?
You ought to know, Doc. Didn't you tell someone to plant blasting powder under the jail?
Hash! Hash! Don't light the fuse, it's me! Porky!
We can't hear you, Porky. This jail's built solid.
Get us out of here! Get us out!
Not until you tell us the truth.
All right. I'll tell. It was Porky killed Collins.
That's a lie! It was Doc! And the gold's hid in his medicine cabinet!
You fool! Now you've given them proof!
Look out!
Oh! Cannonball's been shot!
A bullet wound in the hand is hardly fatal. Better get that glove off, Marshal.
Hey, here, gun. You all right, Kimasabi?
Yes, Tonto. Where's Hash?
Him tied up outside. You have close call. Jail almost blew up on time.
Why, that's a wedding ring. I didn't know you were married, Cannonball. Who's your husband?
Clem is, Marshal. And he's the best husband a woman ever had.
Cannonball, you promised not to tell.
It's better this way, Clem, honey. I'm not ashamed of being married to you.
Why did you keep it a secret, Cannonball?
Clem made me promise, mister. He said that I'd be hurt bad enough having him work for me. He said if the folks here knew I was married to him, they'd never have nothing to do with me again.
That was foolish of you, Clem. If Cannonball's friends turned against her because of you, why, they wouldn't be worth having.
I reckon you're right, friend. You hurry up and get well, Cannonball, and then we'll face them all together.
I think you'll find out from now on that most of them will be on your side.
Dad, burn it, these new petticoats itch, something fierce. Wished I was still wearing my old duds.
Say, I plumb forgot what a pretty female you was when you dressed up proper. Kiss me, woman.
In front of all them horses? What do you think I am, a sissy? If anybody deserves a kiss, it's those two. Tonto and the Lone Ranger.
Thank you.